Remember when health overlords and political aficionados told us that mixing and not necessarily matching novel COVID-19 injections was safe and effective? The narrative around the spring and into the summer of 2021 was that your safest shot is the first one available to you and even offers extra protection against the supposed variants. In today's report, I'm going to share with you some of the concerns expressed by a French geneticist around this recommendation. But first, let's take a trip down memory lane. Tamara Ugolini here with Rebel News, and by the summer of 2021, the mixing of novel COVID-19 injections was determined as safe and effective. Toronto Public Health, Canada's largest public health unit, told Torontonians that the best vaccine for your second dose is the vaccine that is available first. Both Moderna and Pfizer are very similar and interchangeable. Mixing them for your first and second dose is safe and effective in protecting you from COVID-19 and its variants. Have a look here at conflict of interest riddled Isaac Bogosh, who echoed the same sentiments, telling people to follow public health advice, which apparently saw terrific data on the safety of mixing and matching vaccine brands.
The WHO basically mentioned that you can mix and match vaccines, and you should do so in a data-driven manner. You should not be making this up as you go along, and you should be following your public health leadership's advice.
Canada's state broadcaster, the CBC, amplified this interchangeability after supply and safety issues around blood clotting abounded with the AstraZeneca vaccine. Canada's chief public health officer says this isn't a new concept and it's used in instances of vaccine program or supply changes, before downplaying the increased risk of adverse events associated with this advice.
There's recent studies on safety and one study on the immune response. So there were studies from Germany, from the United Kingdom, as well as from a Spanish trial, reporting that this combination or this mixed schedule of AstraZeneca, followed by Pfizer, for example, is safe, has a good safety profile over a series of different kinds of intervals, 4 weeks, 8 to 12 weeks, for example. And but there is a possibility of increased short-term side effects when using this mixed schedule, such as headaches, fatigue, feeling generally ill, but they are temporary and without complications. And so then if you looked at the actual immune response, the study from the Spanish trial show that if you measure antibody response in someone who got that second dose, who got AstraZeneca and then had the second dose as Pfizer, they mounted a really robust immune response. So that boosting response that you want to see is very much present.
Former CDC Director Rochelle Walensky notes that after 10 months of the real-time experiment, the agency now endorses mixing and matching for booster doses too.
And now, with 10 months of vaccine experience, some may have an express preference for one booster type over another. FDA's authorizations and CDC's recommendations now allow for this type of mix and match.
This continued into 2022, wherein the Ontario Ministry of Health urged people to follow the crowd with said boosters. Over 5 million Ontarians have received a booster dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. Getting a booster, whether Moderna or Pfizer, offers extra protection against the Omicron variant. Mixing vaccines is safe and effective, so please take the first dose that is available to you. But at the same time that NACI and all of these other sycophants were making this recommendation, their own rapid response recommendations, a now archived page, reads, "No data currently exist on the interchangeability of COVID-19 mRNA vaccines, and studies involving mixed schedules with vaccines using different platforms are ongoing, and real-world evidence will also be forthcoming." About a month before mixing and matching doses was endorsed by public health based on no data, Canada did launch a study to determine safety and efficacy in May of 2021. It's called MOSAIC, an acronym for Mix and Match of the Second COVID-19 Vaccine Dose for Safety and Immunogenicity. A press release by the Canadian Immunization Research Network, also called CERN, from May 25th, 2021 details a collaborative effort by the Government of Canada through the COVID-19 Immunity Task Force and the Vaccine Surveillance Reference Group to give $4.8 million to CERN to study the safety and effectiveness of using two different COVID-19 vaccines for the first and second dose. Mosaic has since been expanded to include second and third doses to determine if additional doses are safe and immunogenic. According to CERN, third and fourth dose regime studies are currently enrolling. But what happened with the initial study called Mosaic 1? Surely the safety and efficacy of this mix and match regime was evidence-based, and the study has happily concluded. Well, not really. See, I was able to locate the clinical trial on the National Institutes for Health Research website. Have a look at this. First of all, Mosaic 1 only ever tests these novel products, these vaccines, against each other. There is no true saline placebo control. Secondly, the study's primary completion date isn't even estimated to conclude until right now, October of 2023, with full study completion estimated for March of next year, 2024. Who knows how long thereafter until that data becomes publicly available. Now have a listen to what RNA expert Alexandra Heron-Caud, a geneticist and former research director at the French Institute of Health, had to say about this mixing and matching phenomenon as she discussed concerns about genomic integration at a recent World Council for Health expert hearing.
The DNA fragments can undergo numerous modifications and rearrangements prior to integration. And the foreign DNA fragment can be truncated, and they can frequently concatenate into tandem repeats or even interspaced with other DNA segments during the process of integration. Now you have to add up another layer of complexity, which is that a number of people did receive the Moderna or Pfizer, but they also received adenovirus expressed, the adenoviral-based vaccination, and adenoviruses may enable integration that we've known for long, and we actually have gone further into the knowledge into hematopoietic stem cells. So this is a big concern of genome editing our hematopoietic stem cells. The other thing that I want to share is that it may promote cancer metastasis because, the fact of having these little capsules of foreign DNA circulating. Normally, you have circulating tumor cells. The issue is about that these kind of little capsules with fragments of DNA may actually participate into cancer metastasis. This is one concern. The other concern is about drugs. Some drugs may enhance integration. Typically, bleomycin will enhance random integration of any transfected DNA into our human genome. So this is going to be also a concern with the different victims of these vaccines. Radiation now may also enhance integration. This has been well shown with proton-induced DNA damage in human genome recently, but they also were talking about X-ray. So basically any sort of radiation that may enhance DNA damage may enhance as well the integration. And as I was saying earlier, genome plasticity may enhance integration as well. And this is especially true in the brain. So in the brain, you have this specific timing in the development that things will take place very differently. And that's why I'm once more concerned with children, babies, and teenagers. Of course, other contaminants may enhance integration. What do we know? That there would be absolutely no other contaminants, such as typically the kind of CRISPR-Cas technology. All this, I'm not sure that we have gone through all the possibilities of the contaminants that may exist, but obviously they are a big concern.
Of course, the manufacturers themselves confirmed Dr. Heron-Cowde's concerns in their own product monograph, the package insert. On page 37 of the newest Moderna Spikevax bivalent booster product, monograph reads under drug interactions that no interaction studies have been performed. AstraZeneca's product monograph on page 16 says the same. No interaction studies have been performed. And likewise on page 7, the monograph confirms under interchangeability that there are no safety, immunogenicity, or efficacy data to support interchangeability of Vaxzevria with other non-recombinant COVID-19 vaccines. The originally authorized injection by AstraZeneca says the exact same. But now Canadian officials have not only told Canadians that they can mix and match doses, they have also endorsed the concurrent administration of both COVID-19 injections with things like routine childhood vaccines and flu shots, all based on convenience, not science. For Rebel News, I'm Tamara Ugolini. Chief Public Health Officer Theresa Tam continues her endorsements of these novel injectables, including for babies, and the concurrent administration of them without sufficient evidence or data. If you agree that Chief Public Health Officer Theresa Tam has failed to follow the actual science, then you can consider signing our petition and supporting our independent journalistic efforts at firetam.com. Without you, reports like these wouldn't be possible. So thank you for your support, and you can find out more at firetam.com.